Hello students, in this lesson we are going to see an easy topic which is all about cube roots. So let's begin our day 6 challenge which is all about cube roots. If you have not done any of our previous day challenges, then please go back to the previous videos, complete the problems and then start here. So what are cube roots? Cube roots are nothing but just the reverse of cube of a number. So we all know that if n cube is equal to m, then cube root of m would be equal to m. So let's dive a little more deeper. So what does a cube root means? It means that a number raised to the power of 1 by 3. Take for example the number 3. So 3 times 3 times 3 will give you 3 cube, which is 27. So this is the cube of the number 3. Now let's go the reverse way, which is taking the cube root of 27. So write the previous step. Cube root of 27 is nothing but 3 cube. So now again we already see that cube root is nothing but rising to the power of 1 by 3. Now applying the power law. Both the 3 and 1 by 3 gets multiplied and hence both the 3's will get cancelled. So the cube root of 27 is simply 3. This is the basic behind taking the cube root of any number. As I told you already in the previous videos that math follows patterns. So what is the pattern in this cube root? If you have done the previous day challenge, you might have known the cubes of the numbers from 1 to 10. Let's see what is the pattern here. If you know now the numbers 2, 4, 5, 6, 9 and 10, the cube of these numbers always ends with the same number again. So 1 ends with 1, 4 ends with 4, 5 ends with 5, 6 ends with 6, 9 ends with 9 and 0 ends with 0. And if you notice the numbers 2, 3, 7 and 8, they end with a different number. If you specifically know these numbers are the ones which we saw in our square problem as well. What did we saw there? We saw that 0, 1, 4, 5, 6 and 9 are the numbers that perfect squares will end with. And these are the numbers which will end with the same number when you take the cube of it. Okay, there is a similarity between the squares and cubes. And same way, perfect squares will not end with 2, 3, 7, 8. Again, in cube also, these numbers will not end with the same number itself. It will end with a different number. And how is the number? How do we find that? There is a pattern again. Say for example, the cube of the numbers ending with 2 always ends with 8. And the cube of the numbers ending with 8 always ends with 2. And the cube of the numbers ending with 3 always ends with 7. And the cube of the numbers ending with 7 always ends with 3. Okay, this is the pattern you should be knowing all the time. Okay, hope you are clear with the pattern. If you are clear, then solving the problems will become much more easier for you. So let's begin the actual problem, which is finding the cube root of any perfect cube number. So rarely you get the question for finding the cube root of a non-perfect cube. So in this lesson, we are going to see only about taking the cube root of a perfect cube number, which is just in 2 steps. At least for the square root, we need 3 steps. Whereas the cube root is very easy, you need just 2 steps alone. So let's begin this with an example. Taking the cube root of the number 12,167. The first step, split the first 3 digits, which is 167 and the remaining digits. Now see this number 7. We already seen that 7 is a number which will not end with 7 again. So 7 always ends with 3. So the cube of the cube root of this number should end with 3 only. Now take the remaining digit, which is 12 number. Okay, 1, 2, which makes you 12. Now see which is the perfect cube that is just less than this 12. And we know that the perfect cube would be 8 And if you take the cube root of 8, it is simply 2 again. So 2 and 3 are our answers, which is nothing but 23 is our answer. Okay, I repeat. First step, split the number into 2 and see where the number, with which digit the number ends with. So 7, always the cube root of the numbers ending with 7 will end with 3, right? So write 3 and strike out the first 3 digits. Now taking the remaining digits, which is 12, check the perfect cube which is very near or less than this 12, which is 8, which is less than your 12. So cube root of 8 is 2. So the answer is simply 23. Now let's see the same thing with another example. Take the bigger number, which is taking the cube root of 8,30,584. It seems to be a little bigger, but it's very easy. Only 2 steps, as I told you. First step, divide into 2. This number ends with 4. So obviously our answer should also end with 4. Write down 4 and strike out the first 3 digits. Now take the remaining digits, which is 830. The perfect cube, which is just less than your 830, is this one, 729, which is a cube of 9. So write down 9. So the answer is 94. I hope you are getting this pattern much more better, right? So now here is the task for you, which is the task of our challenge number 6. Find the, not the cube, but the cube root of the numbers 4,096, 17,576, then 39,304 and 5,31,441. So solve this and don't forget to post your answers. If you liked our video, please give a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe our channel. See you with the answers in the next video. Thank you.